This is a valid question I ask a lot of women when they come to me and say, men are not good people. And I always say, do you hate men or do you hate the way you allow them to treat you?
It's Amber J. Lee. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's learn, pretty girls. And also, while you're here, just follow my Instagram as I also post updates.
Are you a misandrist? Are you a modern feminist? Or are you just completely against men because you allow them to use you? You were trying to figure them out. Like, these are questions that you have to ask yourself because a lot of women don't actually hate men. They hate the way they allowed men to use them. And if you think back at Brittany Renner said that, like, she was a loud and proud man hater, but she had to realize that she hated the way she allowed men to use her. Your healing come in once you realize that you don't really hate men, you just hate the way you allowed them to use you. For example, if I know a man that wants nothing to do with me, and I have a video coming out soon about how men are opportunists, if I allow this man to use the opportunity to play me, and I now hate him for it, at some point you have to say, I should be held accountable because I knew this man didn't want me and I continue to allow this man to use me. But it's a man out there that won't do that. So it's like, do you hate men or do you hate the way you were stupid for them? Do you hate the way that you continuously ran back to them and they played you? Do you hate the way that you kept giving yourself to a man who did not want you in the first place? Do you hate the way that you kept sleeping with a man who only wanted you for one thing and only saw you as a whole? If a man was to come along and treat you better and different, would you still love that man or would you still hate him because you hate men? You're a true misandrist. I had to realize that a lot of these women are speaking from a place of hurt. A lot of women are hurt at how men treated them. I have a friend. She's like, oh, all men are this, that, and the third. Not all men. This is your coping. This is how you cope. You cope with how you let that man play you. You cope with how you let that man use you. You cope with that toxic relationship that you had no business entertaining. They keep saying that I hate men move, using it as a way to heal, but it only makes the hate grow stronger. Now, if you're a woman of sexual abuse, sexual assault, I get it. Your hate is very valid and you have to seek therapy for that. That's different. But if you're just one of those people that just hate men because you was just played like a fiddle all your life and you had every role into it because you had no business allowing them to do that to you after the first time, fool me once, shame on you, because that's with everything. But if he continued to show you that over and over again and now you're a loud and proud man hater because you refuse to believe red flags, you don't really hate men. You hate the way they used you. Do you really hate all men or do you hate that you wasn't able to sex your way into a relationship like you thought you could? Like, you have to start asking yourself these questions so you can start healing. Because if you just start pushing the blame on men, you will never heal and you will always be bitter and angry. And I've seen people who grow up like that. They're 40, 50 years old, loud and proud man haters and bitter and angry because they refuse to do the work and reflect. And by the time they reflect, they're like 60 plus and it's over with. Reflect and ask yourself. If you're a true misandrist, good for you. Go ahead and hate men. Congratulations. But if you're one of those people where you just hate men because you allowed them to use and abuse you, start talking with yourself and start pointing out your bad behaviors and start pointing out your hand in your own mistakes. For example, as a celebrity, she dated nothing but abusers. Abusers after abusers after abusers. Each guy she dated had a history of abusing women. And she's like, oh, I hate all men. No, sis, you repeatedly chose abusers. You need to unpack why you keep choosing to date abusers. First time you dated abuser, okay, maybe even second. But you dated 6 abusers, drug users at that. You got to start unpacking these things to heal, grow, and in order to get a healthy relationship. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.